Coming up, we review all of the action from yesterday in Major League Baseball. This is Locked On Now MLB.
The biggest games, the best performances, expert analysis. You are Locked On Now.
Welcome in. You're listening to Locked On Now MLB, local experts weighing in on the biggest stories in baseball. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. We've got our Locked On MLB hosts here. They're ready to recap all of the action from yesterday in baseball, but we start off with our biggest game.
The biggest game.
St. Louis Cardinals win it in extras against the Chicago Cubs, and they only used 2 pitchers to do it. I am Lucas Smith, host of the Locked On Cardinals podcast. St. Louis wins against Chicago 5-3 on Sunday Night Baseball to take the 5-game series against the Cubs 3-2. Adam Wainwright was phenomenal tonight. No strikeouts, no problem for Adam Wainwright. He goes 7 strong innings against the Cubbies, gives up just 2 runs. Genesis Cabrera finishes the next 4 innings for the St. Louis Cardinals. They gave up a run, but absolutely incredible performance by Genesis Cabrera tonight. You match that with the offensive performances of Juan Yepes, who had the go-ahead hit, Harrison Bader, the triple in the 9th, Lars Nootbaar, the game-tying hit. The story really, yesterday, the good offensive performances, it was the pitching. Wainwright and Cabrera, 2 pitchers, 11 innings. Phenomenal job by the St. Louis Cardinals to take 3 out of 5 against the Cubs this weekend. We're talking about it on Locked On Cardinals.
You know what I've decided? Losing is dumb. What's up, guys? It's Jeff from Locked On Dodgers. After winning the first 2 games of the series, the Dodgers dropped the last 2, including this one on Sunday, 5-4 in extra innings to the Mets. Dodgers held a 2-1 lead before Brusdar Graterol and Alex Vesia combined to blow that lead and turn it into a 4-2 Mets lead, or 4-2 Mets lead. Dodgers came back and scored 2 in the 9th inning to tie it, but the Mets scored 1 in the 10th and the Dodgers didn't, and that was the game. I don't like to complain about umpiring, especially after Dodgers lost, because it looks like sour grapes. So these are not sour grapes when I say the umpires didn't necessarily cost the Dodgers the game, but it sure would be fun to watch baseball where the contest is between the baseball players on one team and the baseball players on the other team, and not who can guess where the chubby old man behind the plate is going to call a ball and a strike. Because he took Cody Bellinger out of an at-bat in the 9th inning, took Craig Kimbrell out of an at-bat in the 10th inning, and those ended up both being pretty big plays. Who knows what would have happened? And that's kind of the point. Who knows what would have happened if baseball was about baseball players playing baseball instead of umpires being bad at their jobs? Sorry, I yell sometimes when umpires are bad at their jobs. You know how it is. Check out Locked On Dodgers. I'll probably yell some more tomorrow morning. Make us your first listen, and I'll yell. I promise. Umpires!
The New York Mets lost the first 2 games of their series to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and I told myself, I'm getting off Twitter. It's the weekend. I don't want to see Mets fans panicking and overreacting and saying the whole season's over because they lost a couple of games. What happened on Saturday and Sunday? The Mets still found a way to split a series against the best team in baseball, going up against Walker Buehler and Julio Urias with David Peterson and Trevor Williams, yet they showed the grit and the determination to find a way to escape that 4-game set even. That's a great baseball team. This is Ryan Finkelstein, the host of Locked On Mets. On tomorrow's show, I'll be breaking down these 2 great games. I mean, the Saturday night, Pete Alonso putting together an MVP-type performance. Sunday, you have the Mets just finding a way as a team to tie the game late, to take a late lead. Seth Lugo blows it in the 9th, and they just still are able to hold on in extras. They get a run in, and Adonis Medina is the hero. A lot to discuss, but just overall, a fantastic series for this Mets team, who, again, I remind you, are very, very good.
Hey guys, H.L. Wheelhouse here with Locked On Astros. The Astros win today 7-4. They took a 3-0 lead in the beginning of the game. They never looked back. Towards the end, Kansas City made it interesting to try to make a game out of it. And Ryan Presley got thrown out in the 9th inning for throwing at a Royal. Really? That was kind of odd. Well, I talked about it on the latest edition of Locked On Astros. You have to check it out. Yordan Alvarez remains one of the hottest bats in the league and is a double shy of the cycle. Him and Kyle Tucker both went deep in the game. 4 Astros had multi-hit games, and the pitching staff did a great job. Montero got a save on the day as well. So stay tuned in to Locked On Astros. Check out our YouTube channel, subscribe to us, hit the notification button, and listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Google, or on the Odyssey app. Remember, we're your team every day. Go Stros.
Coming up, we'll have more from yesterday's action in baseball. This is Locked On Now MLB. Today's edition of Locked On Now is brought to you by Bet Online, the #1 spot for all of your online sports gambling needs. The NBA Finals are underway and the Stanley Cup playoffs continue as well. So make sure you get all of your bets in. Just head over to betonline.net. Welcome back to Locked On Now MLB. I'm Kainani Stevens. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. Now we continue our look around the league.
Let's go around the league.
11 losses in a row. What's going on, everybody? It's John from Locked On Angels. Our Halos have dropped 11 straight games, losing this last one to the Phillies. And it looked like there was some hope. In the 4th inning, they scored 5 runs. At one point, it was 6-2. And then the Angels gave up a grand slam to Bryce Harper. It was Raisel Iglesias, who hasn't pitched in 9 days because there hasn't been a need for him to pitch, other than a few games where we said, Joe, you should bring in Raisel to get this win, and he didn't. And the Angels actually took back the lead. It was 7-6. And then Jimmy Herget was brought in to get the last out of the game. He gave up a home run to Bryson Stott, who was batting .157 and hit his first career home run on Friday against us. Does it again in this one and walks off on the Angels. The Angels have lost 11 in a row. Did I mention that already? I think I did. This team is cursed. Did Joe Madden not tip his Starbucks barista? Or did Rengifo desecrate an ancient burial ground? Or did somebody pull something out of Pandora's box? Because this is getting insane. You guys sent in a lot of questions over the weekend. Mike and I are going to answer them all on Monday. So join us on Locked On Angels wherever you get your podcast, or check us out on YouTube. We'll see you there.
Well, the Phillies-Angels series is over, and who is that? Oh, it's Mr. Broom. The Phils, well, they move on from Joe Girardi. They bring in Rob Thompson, the bench coach, and all of a sudden this team can play. Now, is it Rob Thompson? Probably not. Connor Thomas, host of Locked On Phillies. This is more of an adrenaline series win. But 3 games, yeah, that'll help. Getting into an easier part of the schedule, that'll help. Not having to play the Mets and Dodgers every 2 days, that'll help. It was a good win. Bryson Stott, a walk-off. Are you kidding me? Bryce Harper, a grand slam. Just what a great game from the Phillies. Some timely hitting from the 2 Las Vegas natives when you need it. And just, that's how you end a series where you have the momentum. You go out, you overcome a bullpen weakness, we'll call it, and then you take the win. Love it. Go Phils. Mr. Broom, out.
Down by 3 runs with as many outs to go, the Mariners completed their second come-from-behind victory of the weekend with a 6-5 upset over the Rangers in 10 innings on Sunday. This is Ty Gonzalez, host of the Locked On Mariners podcast. The Mariners succeeded in their biggest goal heading into Sunday's game, which was to survive Rangers left-handed starter Martin Perez, and they did just that, getting to the 7th inning, tied at 2 apiece when Perez left this game, but shortly thereafter, unfortunately, the Mariners bullpen imploded, with Andres Munoz and Sergio Romo giving up a pair of home runs to Rangers hitters, making it 5-2 Texas and seemingly putting a nail in Seattle's coffin heading into the 9th inning. But Ty France and Eugenio Suarez said, wait just a second, as France hits a solo home run to start off the 9th, and then Suarez getting his 3rd and 4th RBI of the game with a game-tying double to send things to extras, where the Mariners pushed across the game-winning run on a wild pitch. And then Paul Sewald shutting the door on the Rangers to complete this come-from-behind win for the Mariners. A huge, massive win that came out of nowhere. It seemed like the Mariners were going to lose the series, but instead they get their 3rd series victory in a row. That's huge. They've only done that twice this year. We're going to be talking about it all on tomorrow's episode of Locked On Mariners. And there, I'm going to try to get Colby to say something nice about Dylan Moore, who went 3 for 4 in this game. Check us out on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you then. Peace.
That was an absolutely brutal, horrendous, terrible, no good, very bad loss for the Rangers. I'm Bryce Paddock, host of the Locked On Rangers podcast. The Rangers blew a 3-run lead in the 9th inning by the worst outing of the bullpen since the bullpen was just straight up bad. 3 runs allowed in 2/3 of an inning by Matt Bush, who allowed a home run, a single, a double, and boom, the 3-run lead was gone. I don't know why he was still in the game after giving up 3 straight hits, including a home run. They should have gone to the bullpen there for somebody else, anybody else. At that point, when you got that 3-run lead, you got 2 runners on, the tying runs are on, you got to yank him from the game. But there were some good moments in this before the Rangers absolutely blew it in this one. We had the first career Major League hit for Ezekiel Duran. Congratulations, Ezekiel. Then he followed up with his first ever Major League home run, a lead-giving home run. A lot of home runs by the Rangers in this one. Adolis Garcia had his 10th of the season. Marcus Semien had his 3rd of the season. Duran had his 1st, and Garver had his 7th of the season in a 9-pitch at-bat that was fantastic. The rest of the bullpen did really well. Martin Perez had probably one of his worst starts of the season since those first 2 starts. 6 innings, 2-run ball. That's your worst outing of the season. Also allowed his first home run of the season. Rough way to lose, really rough way to lose. Lots of good moments, lots of bad, and Matt Bush, don't do that again, okay? Because I cannot handle another loss like this one.
Hey, the White Sox won a series. Chicago White Sox took 2 of 3 from the Tampa Bay Rays this past weekend. White Sox beat the Rays on Sunday 6-5. It was really all about Jake Berger this weekend. He has been getting some playing time, and he has been taking advantage of it. Had a huge pinch hit home run on Saturday to propel the Sox, and then a couple doubles on Sunday. Danny Mendick, who's been getting some playing time since Tim Anderson has been on the shelf, he has made the most out of his opportunities as well. White Sox have an off day on Monday, come back to the South Side and host the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It was a great weekend for the Boston Red Sox and their fans as the Red Sox swept the Oakland Athletics to begin this West Coast road trip. Hey, it's Lauren from Locked On Red Sox, and Friday and Saturday saw Xander Bogaerts make Red Sox history. Friday saw Nate Eovaldi turn in an incredible outing. Saturday, Nick Pivetta kept his strong streak going, and Sunday they capped it off with the win to complete the sweep. On Monday, I will wrap up Friday and Saturday's game, as well as Sunday. We will have 2 episodes for you for Monday on Locked On Red Sox. Be sure to tune in. That's right, a 2-episode Monday of Locked On Red Sox.
This is Stacey Gotsoulias of Locked On Yankees, and the Yankees swept the Tigers. They won Sunday afternoons. Well, it started Sunday morning, but ended in the afternoon. So they won the game 5-4 in 10 innings. And how did they win? Josh Donaldson hit a Sac-Fly. Pretty cool. For him, I guess. Joey Gallo hit a game-tying home run in the 5th inning to make it 2-2. Yes, the Tigers actually had a lead. Jordan Montgomery couldn't keep the streak going. Gave up 2 runs on 5 hits. Only threw 6 1/3. But his ERA is down to a 3.02 for the year, so it wasn't a bad start for him. He just didn't get the decision, which is usually what happens to Jordan Montgomery. Michael King actually got the win because he pitched a 1-2-3 10th, and then the Yankees walked it off. So we will have a recap of the entire weekend because it was a good weekend against the Tigers, and Monday is an off day, and we'll prepare for the series against the Twins. Should be fun.
That's all for today on Locked On Now MLB. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. Make sure you check out Locked On MLB and your team's Locked On podcast. I'm Kainani Stevens. This has been Locked On Now.